Good girl. Good girl. Hello, my pretties. The witch is back. Ooh. Last week, I got several comments that were wishing me safe travels on my sigil video. So this week, I'm just going to show you where I went. This is the story of how I accidentally went to Comic-Con. Sort of. I didn't actually go inside of Comic-Con. I wanted to go see a podcast that I have been talking about going to see for years, and I put it off, and finally this year on a whim I was like, I'm doing it, I'm buying tickets. And then I realized it was in San Diego, and then I realized that it was Comic-Con weekend. So I forced my partner to go with me, and I was like, we can also go ghost hunting while we're there at America's Most Haunted House. So that was the plan. We had our mission and we hit the road. After being on the road for a couple of hours, we both needed drinks. So after we drank up, we hit Whaley House. Whaley House claims to be America's most haunted house. We're going to dive a little bit more into why it's America's most haunted house on the next episode of the Ghost Brunch, so stay tuned for that. We were there during the day, which was a self-guided tour, so this nice human being told us a little bit about why Whaley House is here, its history, etc., and then they just sort of let us wander it by ourselves. The intro did tell us that Whaley House was designed for someone who is 5'2", so it was pretty much perfectly built for me. Some of the house's original stuff and some of the rooms were preserved.
Soup's haunted.
Soup's haunted. And then some of them have been converted into like a little museum with pieces that were found. And there were a bunch of spooky portraits. So here's a nice little montage. Yeah, relish only. You want to use those spoons for anything else? Absolutely not. They're relish spoons. So we hit America's Most Haunted House. I will say that it was kind of busy because we went during the day. So maybe one day we will go back for the paranormal investigation tour. But for this one, I was personally more overwhelmed by the energy of other people being in that house. And I didn't necessarily feel anything super paranormal. But we had an agenda, and the next place was the cemetery, which was a block, maybe 2 blocks down from the Whaley House that has also been there since 1849. I'm gonna do one of those really romantic shots. That's a joke because it's a cemetery. Do I think that she's a ghost?
Yeah, and that's why people are leaving gifts.
To appease her ghost?
Yeah, to kind of curry favor with the ghost so it stops the hauntings.
But just her?
But just her. Well, I mean, little girls are terrifying. You know?
I think there's a dog in the graveyard.
There is a dog in the graveyard.
There's a dog in the graveyard.
Best part about this.
So we had a nice little romantic stroll through the cemetery before it was back on the road to check into our hotel, which for some reason had a waffle mascot. Like the hotel itself had a waffle mascot. And then we went down to where the show was, which was basically where the convention was. And it was chaos. Of course, it was great people watching, but oh my gosh, I did not realize how many people were going to be down here.
What?
After we got dinner and walked around for a bit and people watched, it was time for the show. It was a great time. We did it. Woo! From the witch perspective, the only things that I brought with me were some warding amulets to kind of protect my energy, especially from being around a lot of people. I also brought a tiger's eye with me to keep myself kind of grounded for the same reason, and a pendulum, which I wound up never using. But you never know, okay? You never know. Okay, Marilyn's done. She's done with me. Dog swap, dog swap. The next day, I didn't get any footage of this, but we found out that the waffle mascot was because there was like a waffle diner inside of the hotel that we were staying at. So of course we went to get waffles. And then because we were down there during Comic-Con, we decided to go down and see what kind of stuff was happening. But most of the stuff had stupid long lines by the time we got there. I got a free beach ball and a popsicle and some cute little vampire photos, and honestly, that was enough for me. So even though we weren't waiting in line to go through any of the things, just walking around, people watching and looking at everything that was there was kind of wild. It was my first time being like around Comic-Con. Of course, we had to make a quick stop to our old boss. Mikey and I met many moons ago when we both worked at Knott's Berry Farm. So of course we got some pink margaritas, we had some lunch, we walked around, and then it was time for us to say goodbye to Comic-Con, and then we headed home.
Bye, Comic-Con.
Bye, Comic-Con.
So thanks for coming along with us on our little journey. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Say bye, Thor. Bye, Thor.